Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today I'm doing the what sold video for last weekend, which was Friday through Sunday, July 12th through the 14th, and there weren't a lot. There weren't a lot of sales, but it is what it is, and I'm going to be grateful for everything that I do have. Again, I'm still in my transition of getting stuff into list perfectly, but at least right now everything new that I'm listing on eBay is also getting cross-listed to list perfectly in Mercari. So I'm spending a little bit more time listing in the morning, but it's going to pay dividends. We're doing a bunch of videos the next few days because, y'all, we have decided we're going to Connecticut. I'm going to go up there, and we're going to be meeting up with Courtney, who we met while we were up there for Robert and RJ's black belt test. I want to say 2 years ago, maybe last year. I don't know. Time flies, right? And then my best friend Beth is going to be coming down also. And we're going to just have some fun for a few days, go to a flea market, go to the red, white, and blue thrift store, and probably the Ben's at some point. And then Robert and I are going to continue on and do some vacationing together. We've got plans for an Airbnb. We've just decided, it's time to start doing some stuff that, we want to enjoy as a couple, and there's going to always be sourcing also. I have one sell on Poshmark and the rest are on eBay. If you're going to be in the area, let me know. I'll make a comment down here, and maybe we can all get together for dinner at some point, or meet up at the Ben's or the thrift store. One sell on Poshmark, it was this Virginia is for Lovers milk glass, sold for $20. Then eBay. If you're new to my channel, I don't do free shipping on any of my platforms, so when I say something sold for $11.41, the buyer also paid shipping. All right. First thing that sold were these women's riders jeans, 12 petite, sold for $11.41. Robert picked this up recently at, I think, an estate sale, maybe. Metal cast iron or cast deer antler decoration, sold for $17. Felted wool cat figure puppet, sold for $13.45. I have learned, especially at the Ben's, if I see any of these felted wool little plush, pick them up. Pick them up. At least bread and butter. Gunned Quackerjack Yellow Duck, sold for $35.95. I think this might be a viewer, so I'm just going to go ahead and say thank you, Carol, for the purchase of 2 items from me. Carol bought this wool tan Christmas ornament plush, $7.62, and this little Sophia's Collection doll outfit for $8. Swiss Army knife. The thing with it was it had the drug Provera on the other side of it, so it was for pharmaceutical type advertising. I picked it up. I don't remember how much I paid for it. A couple of dollars maybe, and it sold for $35.95. Army Men PlayStation 1 game. Robert and I picked up 5 or 6 games a couple of weeks ago at a yard sale. Paid $1 each, and this one sold for $10. Now, my friend Sam called me from a yard sale and told me that he had a bunch of vintage Fisher-Price Little People. I ended up having him pick up, I think, 5 sets of stuff, and this was a part of it. I paid $50 for the whole lot, and I sold just the figures for the castle for $68. Quicksilver blue snapback hat, sold for $13.46. Y'all, if it wasn't for Google Lens, I don't know if I'd have figured out what this was, because there was no markings at all. Love Google Lens. This actually was 2 little bunk bed replacements to a Calico Critters caravan, and they sold for $11.66. Christmas ornament, Needlepoint got an offer of $12, so I went ahead and accepted it. It had been listed since January. Cuddlewit, it's a vintage brand I like picking up. There's a lot of rabbits that look like this from that series, from that brand. And this one sold for $14.36. Dakin McGruff, the Crime Dog plush, $9.86. This is the other Disney plush, I want to say Nuemo. Somebody will probably correct me. Probably not saying it right. Nemo series. If you see these, definitely pick them up. This one also sold immediately after I listed it, $19.95. I went below most of the others just because it was missing its tag and it had some wear. Pit card game from 2016. Probably picked up at an estate sale or a yard sale for $1. And it sold for $13.45. Fisher Price Little People castle stuff. This is to the more contemporary castle set. And just the two pieces sold for $8.05. Oster Kitchen Center salad hopper shooter. Pieces and parts to vintage appliances. Definitely keep your eyes out for them, especially if you can get like a whole set for like $5, which we see quite often. But now they got to be clean. Got to be clean. But this cover sold for $8.96. Born sandals, pink, sold for $14.36. This was also from the castle set. There were some extra figures that I just decided to sell separately, and this little prince sold for $10. Converse All-Star Infant Sneakers. I think Robert picked these up at the bins. They sold for $11.50. This is another viewer sale, so thank you so much, Lisa. Lisa bought 3 things from me. She bought these Hollister women's jeans, $13.21. This Jasmine and Ginger long sleeve shirt, $7.69. And these Denim Republic women's jeans for $10.57. So thanks again, Lisa. Vintage doll barrette holder. Probably a Ben's pickup. It was in the package. Sold for $12.71. Levi's 505 men's jeans, $19.25. Playskool Glowworm. This one has the blue stars. I think there's a pink one like it, and then there's some thermal ones. These are vintage, probably 80s maybe, and it sold for $19.76. Athleta women's leggings. Y'all, we've been pouring through clothes right now. This was in a bag that we've probably had for months, so it was a pleasant surprise to find them. And they sold, I think, the same day I listed them for $22.21. Richard Simmons. I went and looked when I found out that he had passed away if I had stuff listed, and I had a couple of things. So I've actually sold 2 of the 3 things that I had listed that were Richard Simmons. This was a VHS lot, and it sold for $9.86. Playskool letter wood blocks. Bought this in like a wagon full of blocks, I think at a yard sale. I decided to split them up because this was a complete set and the other one was just loose stuff. And this set of blocks sold for $12. Playskool My Little Pony. Again, I've started picking these up when I'm at the bins. It took a couple of months, but these little figures, and they're not the vintage ones, sold, you know, for $15. Maggie Sweet pull-on pants. These sold the same day I listed them also. I was kind of surprised. I've never heard of the brand. It is vintage and it is larger size. And they sold for $15.01. The funny thing is during our inventory, these were no longer listed. Not quite sure what happened. They got dropped or I accidentally deleted them. But I finally processed all of the stuff that wasn't listed any longer that had been in our bins. and it sold very quickly. Got Tote 6 personal cooler vintage, sold for $17.95. Hasbro Sesame Street Ernie from 2010. I love Sesame Street. I pick up a lot of them. He sold for $8.05. And last but not least, I had just cross-listed these two Poshmark, and they sold on eBay. They had been listed a long time on eBay. I picked them up at a kids consignment sale. I thought they would sell very quickly because there were hardly any listed, and there was none at the time of the two of them together. They are 16-inch Aladdin and Jasmine dolls, and finally got them sold for $41.97. So it's a lot of bread and butter and a couple of nice sales. Things have been picking up for me now, so I'm hoping to get back into the swing of things. And then we're going on vacation, so it'll be all right. It'll be all right. All right, y'all. Time to get to work. Bye.